Wow. Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. We are here live as usual Thursday at noon. Today, we are focusing on pausing your panic. This is a continuation of a three-part series that we started last week. If you didn't catch last week's lives, you definitely want to go back into your videos or photos section of this group and click on last Thursday's live session that we did, because on last Thursday we covered some really important points that feed into today. Some people are taking the bar exam in another 1 or 2 weeks. Some luckily have until October, so about 53 days from now. And today I'm going to show you exactly what you need to look out for, whether you're feeling anxious or you've taken the bar before and you know you have a tendency to feel anxious. We want to squash that anxiety because it will tank your bar exam performance. Some people say I perform well under pressure, but I can tell you right now that there is some significant correlations between anxiety and lower bar exam scores. So you want to, 1, find out why you're anxious, 2, ascertain whether it's warranted or not, and 3, seek out and implement the solutions, whether it's warranted anxiety or it's not warranted. If you're feeling anxiety or panic, or you're feeling unusually calm, you must listen to this live and stay on until the end, because I'm going to offer you the exact tool that you can use to self-inventory, assess yourself, and see whether the anxiety is warranted and not, and also have the solutions for either scenario. So you definitely want to stay through to the end, because I am going to give you the chance to request this anxiety tool for today, for now, completely free, if you're here till the end. If you're here, go ahead and say hi in the comments. I'd love to see you in the comments. Go ahead and talk to me and let me know how far out are you from the bar exam? Are you taking the bar exam next week, in another 10 days? Or do you have until September or October? I want to hear in the comments, how far out are you from the bar exam? And I'm going to look here down at my little phone here so I can catch your comments in real time. It takes a little bit for it to get through to me in the studio here, but I'm going to look here in real time to catch your comments and to be able to talk to you in the comments. So go ahead and say hi. All right, great. So thing number 1, hey, 50 days until the bar. All right, so you're doing October bar, October exam. Oh, I'm seeing the comments here. Thank you so much for talking to me. So I see LJ, I see Demetria. Thank you so much for talking to me about whether or not you're taking the bar exam in a few days or a few months from now. Okay, so first things first, I really want to dive into this because I know that you're studying, you got to get back to your studying, but I also want to help you out with this thing. It's fake peace versus real anxiety. And what I've seen in our mentoring circle, so we have a bar exam mentoring circle, we meet every week and we discuss the issues that affect you with regards to studying for the bar. Whether you are months away from the bar or you're just a few short weeks away from the bar, we uncover the most amazing stuff. Just recently we spoke to 2 people who had some real life emergencies associated with the bar exam in the past, and those type of emergencies has actually created negative associations that kept them from wanting to do particular portions of the bar. So if you're having this real aversion to a particular subject or a particular testing method, like you really hate essays or you really hate MBEs or something like that, you might have to look a little bit deeper. And in our mentoring circle, we uncover stuff like that. So if you are off track with your studies, which is the number 1 reason why you might be feeling anxiety, is you are off track with your studies. You're actually not on track. If you're off track with your studies and you actually know what you're not doing, you know you've been avoiding essays, you know you've been avoiding multiple choice, you know you've been avoiding practicing. If that's the case, you definitely want to get the opportunity to dig deeper into how you got off track, what is keeping you from resolving that problem so that you can get back on track. And you know this is a problem for you because you have in your mind, you're constantly saying, I should be doing my essays, I should be doing my essays, I should be doing my essays, but you're not doing it. And you can't get yourself to do it for anything. You've tried all the tips and tricks and tactics that people have recommended, and you still cannot motivate yourself to sit down and do essays. And you've even blocked out your whole day to say, I'm going to do essays today. For example, if your thing is MBEs, just substitute, appropriate testing type here. But you block off your whole day for it, and you end up doing everything under the sun except for your actual bar study on that day. And then you feel bad about it, and you lose more hours or subsequent days of study because you're busy beating up yourself emotionally over the study time that you skipped. It's because you have a strong aversion to a particular section of the exam, a particular mode of studying, or a particular subject of the exam. You need to dig deeper. And I'll just be frank, you need help to do that, because if you could have detected it and resolved it on your own, you would have already solved the problem and you wouldn't be dealing with an aversion to a particular subject or area of the exam, right? So has anybody here who's watching live right now seen themselves actively avoid a section of the bar exam, be it essay or multiple choice practice or even MPTs? You've actively avoided it. And you know you should be doing it, but you just won't. Or you've actively put off a certain subject and you're just like, oh, I hate torts. I'm not going to study torts. I'll wait till the end for torts. And you put it off until you almost have no time to study it. Or you put it off and you never study it at all. Has that ever happened to you? Or is it happening to you right now? I'd love to see you in the comments. Go ahead and let me know. Yes, taking it in October. Yay! Hi, Buggy. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Buggy says I'm amazing. I love it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, great. So I'm seeing some comments that there are people who are dealing with that avoidance issue for certain parts of the exam. Well, let me tell you, if you've tried, and I do say go ahead and try those tactics and strategies first. But if you've tried all that stuff and you still haven't been able to motivate yourself to do that particular section, you have to look deeper. There is a deeper underlying reason, and this is where the mindset piece comes in, which is the work that we do, in Bar Exam Mentor, in this mindset mentoring arena here. I specifically focus on the mindset piece of the bar exam because there are some real factors keeping people from passing that have nothing to do with academics. So if you are avoiding a particular subject or a particular mode of studying, you might want to look under the surface, and I can help you through that. We do that all the time in our mentoring circle. If somebody brings up, I just can't get myself to study a particular subject, we are on it. And in the past 2 weeks, 2 people have gotten that exact kind of help because there was a particular subject or particular mode of testing that they were avoiding, and we had to dig deep under the surface. And the reasons had nothing to do with the actual academics of the bar exam. They were, borderline traumatic things that occurred in their personal lives, and it happened to be set in time very close to the subject of law that they now don't like, or actual test taking, okay? And so it takes some poking around, and that's what I do as a mindset mentor. I will poke around in there for you and help uncover what is the real reason why you are avoiding this particular subject, and then we'll resolve it. It could be simple, it could be complex, but trying to do it on your own, there's a reason why you've avoided it. So if you try to go towards it on your own, your mind is going to block you. It's been blocking you so much so that it's keeping you from doing that part of the exam. So why in the world would it not open the door and freely let you in to this painful part of your memories or your subconscious mind when it's been blocking you so hard all this time, blocking you to the point of you failing the bar exam? Your mind's not going to open up and just let you in. And my job as a mindset mentor is to know how to maneuver around that defense mechanism you've got in your brain that's keeping you from even touching that subject. And once I kind of dance around it and get past it, then you receive that illumination of just knowledge. And knowledge is 50% of it. And then you're able to take concrete steps to move past it because now you know what's there. And so then the very next week people are reporting, I've done my studying in that area and I'm scoring so well in that area. Or I've gone ahead and started practicing my MBEs now. Or I've gone ahead and started practicing my essays now. Oh my goodness, that was the one part that was tanking me on the bar exam time after time, and now I'm actually practicing it. Now I've actually got it. And it's freeing. Not just that they're now doing what they need to do for the bar, but that they've actually resolved this this thing that was left over from the past that had been shadowing their lives all these years. And can you imagine? It's the bar exam that got them to be able to finally resolve it. That's why I do what I do in this mindset mentoring. So I highly recommend that if you find yourself avoiding particular subject areas or particular modes of study, really look into talking with me and getting deeper help to understand what the underlying factor and reason is, especially if the same problem has been recurring from bar exam to bar exam to bar exam. Then you know it's something more than academic, because you have plenty of chances to brush up academically on that subject area. So if you're still failing at that subject area, there's something else going on. So that's one. Track your progress and see whether or not you're avoiding a specific subject area. Now, we talked about progress tracking in the last live, so catch up with live number 1 in this series. In case you missed it, it's going to tell you exactly what scores you need to look for, at what point in your bar exam study schedule that you need to look for those scores in, so that you can understand whether you are okay or whether you should be worried. Okay. Now, the next thing that you want to look at is your anxiety level. I need to really get this out to you. Number 2, are you feeling unusually calm? If you're feeling a fake peace, we talked about what that might be stemming from in the last live session. You really need to decipher if you're feeling justifiably at peace or if this is an unwarranted peace. Now, why am I talking about peace? Because in this positive mindset, pop culture type thing that we have going on here, a lot of us don't want to look at the negative side of things. But what happens is that there is a negative side. And if you haven't looked at it and properly dealt with it, but you're feeling at peace, it's usually because you've done what we've called spiritual bypassing. And you've said, oh, well, whatever will be. Or you said, God will take care of it. Or you said something of that sort. But you've not actually handled your piece of it before saying, I give up the results to, the divine. You actually have to handle your piece of it first. And if you haven't, but yet you feel at peace, chances are you've done what we call checking out mentally. You've mentally checked out, okay? I'm not saying you're supposed to be anxious. I'm saying that you're supposed to be able to see why you're not anxious. You've done all your pieces and you've actively decided the rest is out of my hands. If you haven't done that and you're feeling at peace, something is wrong. And you do need to investigate that. And the anxiety, I call it the panic squasher kit, but I have a worksheet that has an inventory in there that will help you ascertain whether your peace is warranted or whether you're feeling at peace and it's not warranted at all. You actually should be quite concerned. If you want that, go ahead and click I want that in the comments. Type it in the comments, I want that. Let me know. And we're going to send the link out to you so that you can download it for free. It's my gift to you. And send it out to you via Messenger. So look out for a message from either myself or Ashley. And Ashley is our group moderator here. She's been talking with you in messengers and in comments. So if you get a message from her, be friendly, say hi. She's here to help you. She's here to look out for you and be with you in a way that you need, supportive wise, as much as we possibly can in this free Facebook group. If you know you need deeper support, you need more consistent support, you need to get into the mindset of your bar exam taking or failing, then look into our mindset mentoring circle. Right? We meet every Tuesday night. You can join up and you and I can talk about that. You can feel free to send me a message if you're looking at joining into that. So go ahead and type I want that in the comments. Ashley or I will send you over the link to download the Panic Squasher Kit. It will allow you to ascertain whether your anxiety is warranted, whether your peace level is warranted, whether your progress is on track. Once you have tested and gotten your results in all 3 of those areas, then you know if you have a real problem or if you're just feeling anxious. Then I actually have solutions for both scenarios. If you have a real problem, you need to find out what exactly the components of that problem are and then solve them or get started with solving them so that you can salvage your bar exam score. sooner rather than later. So if you're taking the October bar, you've got plenty of time to do this self-inventory and assessment, solve the problem, and get back on track so you wouldn't have wasted another couple of months, another couple hundred or thousand of dollars. Talk about money that you missed out from not being able to work your attorney job and make your attorney money. Talk about time that you've wasted studying for another bar exam, but not actually solving the real problems for why you've been failing in the past. So you want to find out if you are on track and if your anxiety is warranted so that you can avoid those negative consequences of failing and wasting more time and wasting more money and possibly wasting a beautiful opportunity where the exam is shorter, it's online, it's at home for most of us, and you have a higher probability of acing it because there's just less stuff you have to do. Yeah, you have to study overall, but you and I very well know that they're going to choose the questions that make up the bulk of the exam. They're not going to make a 100-question test all full of red herring questions. Right? So if you study what you need to study, and this is not your first rodeo, then you have really good chances with this bar exam. And you don't want to waste it by feeling anxiety or feeling fake peace and not doing anything about it. Get this toolkit, do the quizzes to find out where you are on the scale, and then the solutions page is going to show you exactly what to do, whichever scenario you fall into. So if you want this, whether you're watching live or the replay, type in "I want this" in the comments, and we're going to get you this toolkit so that you can get started with fixing, first ascertaining and then correcting whatever situation that you may be in right now. I'm doing a lot of hand talking. So if you're here right now, I want to hear from you. My heart to yours, your heart to mine. Are you feeling anxiety? Are you feeling peace? Are you concerned about your level of peace? So anxiety or peace, and let me know concern, yes or no. Anxiety or peace, and then let me know if you're concerned. I want to talk to you and make sure that we're going to serve you and help you to redeem this bar exam attempt. Like when you go to take this bar exam, it is successful for you. And to do that, we need to get to the emotional side of what's happening with the bar. The worst situation ever is to take the bar exam and you prepared fully, but just because you were anxious, you didn't pass. Just because you were nervous and scared, you messed up on the actual test. That's just the saddest situation because you did all of your studying and the only thing that tripped you up was the anxiety. I don't want that to be you. Do you want that to be you? No. So that's why I made this toolkit. Ask for it in the comments and we'll send it to you so that you can save your bar exam attempt when you go to sit for it. Demetria said anxiety, definitely concern. A little anxiety, not concern. Your tips are helping me. Yay! Okay, LJ, she's in our mentoring circle, so of course you're going to be good, right? A little anxiety is normal, and you want to test yourself, especially if you're not in our mentoring circle, to find out whether your anxiety is over the top, if it's unwarranted, if it's going to mess you up on this coming bar exam. And once you find out, you have the solutions to make sure that you can salvage your next bar exam, which is what we want, okay? So watch out for fake peace. That was the second tip. The first tip was make sure that you're, whether or not you're avoiding your particular areas of the exam, this could be messing up your progress, right? And if your progress is messed up, then yeah, you probably should be feeling anxious because you're not where you're supposed to be with your studying. And also, if your progress is messed up, you're not where you're supposed to be, but then you're feeling peaceful, then that's a problem too. And you need to address that, okay? And then finally, I have the solutions for you. It's included in the toolkit. I'm going to go ahead and hop off so I can start getting you those toolkits. So if you know that you're taking the bar exam 2 weeks to 2 months from now, and you're feeling either anxious or too much at peace, or you don't even know if you're supposed to be feeling any kind of way, you just want to have an idea, am I even okay or am I in denial? Comment in the chat that you would like this toolkit and we will get the link over to you so that you can download it, you can do your quick assessments, and then you can find out where you should be and how to fix it if you're not where you should be. That's what I have for you. Comment below, was this helpful to you, for you to be alerted to what might be wrong, if you are feeling at peace or not, or if you are out of sync with your study schedule? I'm reading the comments. I want to know, did you get help at least being alerted to some possible culprits to your bar exam progress. So Buggy says, I'm working full time and I'm feeling a mix of both peace and anxiety. I got you. A mix is normal. You just want to know the source of it, right? So you don't always have to get hung up on investigating your feelings, but if you are not on track with your studies, then that's when we have to start looking at the source of the feelings, because that's when those feelings are impacting your daily actions, and your daily actions will create your results on the exam. You absolutely can work full-time and study and pass the bar. Our clients do it all the time. There's no rule that says it can't happen. If you do our bar exam ready workshop, we show you exactly how to set up a schedule that's shorter, so you pack in double the efficiency of your study, but in half the time of those very long, unrealistic study schedules. So it makes it absolutely realistic for you to study and work full time and even raise kids and yet pass the bar exam. So if that's a situation that you're in, then you want to look into our bar exam ready workshop. It's an easy like modular thing, really quick to do, but it gets you that study schedule as if you had a personal mentor helping you to lay out your own personal study schedule. So if you're in that situation, then you definitely want to look into that bar exam ready workshop, and just, you can message me or put in the comments if you want to know about bar exam ready, and I'll send you the link. Oh, Liz. So Liz says, I just have to pause my bar study for the MPRE and I feel like I'm behind. All right. Well, there's a way to catch up, especially if you're using your known strengths and you're using the tips that we give you for your own personality type inside the bar exam ready workshop. So if you're feeling behind or stretched on time, or you didn't have a good schedule to begin with, you want to look into bar exam ready so that you can get yourself caught up and then be on track and like avoid anxiety. Anxiety is something that needs to be addressed, but there's multiple layers to addressing it. And if you've tried all the tips and tricks and they haven't worked yet, go to the next step, which is getting our toolkit and doing the self-inventory and finding out if your anxiety is warranted or if it's not, and then having the solutions either way. That way you take care of this whole issue and you are at real peace for your bar exam, so that the only thing you need to do is worry about answering your questions and moving on. If you're fighting anxiety while you're trying to take the exam, 50% of you is diverted to handling your emotions. That's 50% of you that's not on the exam, that's not concentrating on answering your questions properly. You don't need that. You can't afford that. We need to pass and be done with this thing already. It's time to move on to your attorney life. So if you feel like there's undue energy being siphoned away because of the emotional part of this, comment in the comments below that you want the toolkit. We'll send you the link so that you can download it and do the self-assessment, and then address your results with the solutions that are offered on the last page of that toolkit. All right? Nishana, I don't know if you did our bar exam ready workshop either today in its current form or the way it was in the past when we did the 5-day challenge, but I highly address that you look at it and go over it again, because that is going to allow you to have those shortened study sessions that have a higher level of efficiency so that you can juggle work, family, and study at the same time. So that's where you start, is by creating that study schedule with the study methods that make your study sessions shorter, because really that's what it is. It's about how much time you're spending studying and making sure the time is efficient. If you could spend half the time studying, but if you're not studying efficiently, then you've hurt yourself. So we teach you how to study efficiently and how to shorten it during that bar exam ready workshop. Then if you've done the workshop, you've gotten that kind of study plan down, which if you have, then you should be okay. But there might be some other reasons why you're not able to keep up with your daily study plan. You're not able to check off the list every day for what you need to do. If that's the case, what you need is the troubleshooting. We need to start looking at the reasons why you're not doing the things you know you're supposed to do. After you know what you're supposed to do, which is big problem number one, most people don't know what they're supposed to do, because once they say no to Kaplan, Barbie, and the other big ones, they're left with trying to figure out their own study schedule. We help you to create that personalized study schedule that works for you and your schedule with all your life responsibilities. So now you know what you're supposed to do. After you know what you're supposed to do, if you're still not doing it, there's another problem. That's the mindset piece. That's the piece that we specialize in. So you want to talk, get on the phone to talk with me, or get into the group, the mentoring circle, so that you can have those problems resolved, so that you can do what you're supposed to do to pass the bar. You've come too far to let mindset issues that could have been fixed months ago, to let those mindset issues keep you from your attorney life. You've come too far and done too much to stop at this point. And addressing those mindset pieces, that's a life thing. It's going to elevate your whole life. It's going to make your whole life better. Not just help you pass the bar exam. It's going to give you the confidence to go out there and live the life that you've been wanting all these years. So I highly recommend you either start with the Bar Exam Ready workshop and make sure that you have the right study plan for you for juggling all those responsibilities. But then if you do have that and you're still not doing what you're supposed to do as according to the plan that you came up with in the workshop, then take the next step to get on the phone with me or hop into our mentoring circle to start resolving the non-academic factors that are keeping you from doing what you're supposed to do. That's what I have for you guys. I'm going to let you go and get back to your studying. LJ says, mindset work has changed my life. Yay! It does. It's a life changer. It's how I finally passed the bar, and I'm helping everybody else, as many people as I can, with this mindset stuff, because it is what gets you past the bar. You're perfectly intelligent. You graduated law school. You can pass the bar. If you're not, then there's some mindset work to be done. That's just it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has to do mindset work. If not today, then tomorrow. Okay, so go ahead and comment if you want the toolkit. And if you need to talk about mindset work, then reach out to me directly or put a comment, and we'll be reviewing the comments for the rest of the day and for replays if you're watching it tomorrow. And we'll go ahead and get in touch with you if you need deeper and further help. Look out in the comments for links or into your messenger box for links. Make sure to check your messenger requests. It's a separate box from your regular inbox. So if you're not seeing something from me or Ashley, check your message requests box to make sure it didn't get siphoned off. Kind of like, Gmail does the promotions box. Facebook does a messenger request box. Check that separate box to make sure that you're getting all of our messages, because we will send you the link to your free tools that you requested today. We will be sending those links to you in your messenger box. So make sure that you check that. And tag someone who needs to be watching this, even if they missed the live. Tag them so they can come watch the replay. And if you're watching the replay, I so appreciate you dropping a comment, letting me know that you enjoyed this. I will talk with you all. Buggy, you want the Bar Exam Ready link? I'll get that to you, okay? I'll get you the Bar Exam Ready. All right. Next Thursday is our third part of this 3-part series. Make sure you tune in. We're going to pause the panic and make sure that you do well on your next bar exam. I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.